Welcome to Welcome Home Doggy. I'm your host Ariana Lasha, and we've got a very special episode for you. We're on the road again, and this time in Palm City, Florida, covering G-Girl Productions' 7th annual Canine Cotillion. Now, the Cotillion is an annual fundraiser that helps raise money, and proceeds go to Canine Rescue. Canine Rescue is a nonprofit organization founded by this remarkable woman, Barbie Yonce, and she tackles puppy mills, breeders, and hoarders. So like I said, it's a great episode filled with information, fun, fashion, and Florida. So let's get to it. Barbie, thanks so much for sitting down with us today.
Thank you for having me. I hope I can share some good information.
Oh, and I believe you will. And aren't we enjoying our time here at Courtyard Marriott in Stewart?
Absolutely.
And it's no coincidence that your rescue right here is Sir Stewart.
That is correct. Sir Stewart, a puppy mill survivor.
Oh, well, like I said, you've got amazing stories to tell. We can't wait to dive into them all. And I think a good place to start would be, how did you get started in rescue?
Going to the beauty shop. Was late one day, apologized to the beautician. She said no, she had one more haircut to do, no problem. And it happened to be someone that had a rescue. So we talked animals. She invited me to be one of her fosters. Wasn't sure I really wanted to do that, didn't know what it was about. So instead of just saying yes and taking an animal, I went to all the stores at that time frame where everybody adopted from the stores, and I watched the people, I watched the rescues, I watched the dogs. I wanted to make sure I made a good decision if I was going to foster and knew what I was doing. I ended up fostering for the lady for a short amount of time, but I went and picked out my own dogs at the shelter. I just had to have a feel for them so that I could responsibly place them.
Right.
After 2 years of that and some of the things that I saw, I'm all about the underdog. And I wanted to be able to take dogs out of the shelter that were going to die otherwise. And that wasn't that rescue's mission. So myself and Jean Strine co-founded Canine Rescue, and we went into that. Canine Shelter Rescue is what we first were. And we rescued strictly from shelters as our mission. Within a short amount of time, we started talking about puppy mills. We had no idea what they were. I mean, knew the word, but really did not know the horrors of a puppy mill. So we started investigating. Some rescues we talked to were going together to go to the auction in Missouri. Well, that didn't mean anything to us because we were clueless. We thought, great, we'll get some nice dogs, and they'll get placed in homes. Boy, were we shocked. When the truck came in with the dogs were in horrible shape, petrified of humans beyond, tried to melt into the walls. We got our first puppy mill dogs from that auction were 13 Bichons and 6 Cocker Spaniels. It took us about 9 months to get them comfortable with humans. We had to trade them out. They were all in the house. When they were outside playing, we had them in a contained area, and we'd have to capture them. We played capture so that they would get comfortable with humans. But they had to be in the house so they could get used to human contact, human noises, even air conditioning and heat, because they didn't have any of that. So that got us started. And we've learned ever since. Over a period of years, people have reached out to us, and we've gotten involved in things. We did a bust in Orangeburg, South Carolina. We can't go onto the property if animal control's doing a bust. So in the heat of end of July in Orangeburg, South Carolina, it's about 105.
Hotter than here in Palm City.
Yes, but probably a little bit less humid.
Yeah.
I took my vehicle down. I understood from the animal control in Orangeburg they wanted our help, and rescues can help animal control if they just let them in areas. They served the warrant, searched the property, seized the animals. Myself and 2 or 3 other rescues I had contacted were waiting at the shelter to help pull them off the trucks, categorize them, document them coming in. I took 32 huskies home with me that night.
Wow.
Talk about, wow, what am I going to do? We figured it out. And we got 2 or 3 other rescues to hold them. Being in the legal side of that, when they do a bust, typically what happens, and people don't know this. This is some of the secrets that you don't know until you're deep in. If animal control does a bust, whether it's a small puppy mill or hoarder or backyard breeder, if they do a bust and confiscate those animals, they become a court case. With a court case, they have to take them to the shelter and hold them to court. If they don't have room at that shelter to pull, 50 dogs, 100 dogs, and put them in their facility, then they have to euthanize every other dog in that facility that's not a court case to make room for these dogs coming in. They're a court case. If most people do not know that, and that is one thing that we talk about with our adopters. Also, a lot of times, unless it's a real for sure no-kill shelter, if owners turn their dogs in to a shelter and it is crowded, they take them from the intake to the euthanasia room because they were signed off on. And that's something we tell people. Try to place your animal, and we tell them how to do that so that, because animal control is overwhelmed, in the South anyway, with dogs and cats. But so that's kind of a little bit about what we did. We got into the puppy mill thing and saw the horrors and kept learning and reading and looking at cases. And so we added and changed our mission because it was just strictly shelter rescue. And we changed our mission and prioritized puppy mills, backyard breeders, hoarders, anyone like that we can get dogs out of those conditions. We want to do that. And that's what we've managed to do.
And speaking of some of those conditions that you mentioned, tell us some details about these conditions at the puppy mills. What are they like?
I could probably keep you up for hours. One example, with the one right outside in the Athens area, we got a call from one of the contacts that said one of their friends, because they have friends, and a lot of times when we get animals, we don't know which one they came from, but they said that there was a Maltese mama that had 3 little puppies. They were new puppies. She was so mad. What they do is they have someone to come in that is part of their group, I guess, or they trust, that won't call the police on the conditions, and they shave the dogs down if they're dogs that have hair, because they get so matted, and they either getting ready to have puppies or have puppies. So this little 6-pound Maltese, the owner which was a man, reached in to snatch her out to groom her, and the other person told us, this is what happened, that the dog bit him. How hard can a 6-pound dog bite you?
Right.
So when she bit him, he crushed her jaws.
Yeah.
He didn't just break her jaws on them, he crushed them. And they waited 36 hours before they asked if we wanted her. 36 hours. That is one of our worst.
Yeah.
Our vet spent 5 hours putting her jaw back together. He had to, again, he's a scientist before he's a vet, so he became MacGyver. He had to do so much surgery, and she had outside apparatuses, and her mouth had to be wired shut. She could open it about that much. And she did well. We had to take her to the vet every day for 9 weeks. We had to flush, an antibiotic flush, to keep bacteria out, because if she got infected, we'd have to euthanize her. So we were very religious. She got shots several times a day and flushes. She was able to eat, so we had to puree her food through that little opening in her mouth. And after 9 weeks, all she had was a little crooked smile, and her babies were spit shined every day. She cared for those babies and was just amazing.
Yeah.
But that's just one of the horrors we see.
Right. And so, speaking of horrible conditions, that obviously plays into effect on the behaviors of these different rescues. So when you see rescues first come in, take us through some of those behaviors that you first see when they first come to you.
Sure. Depending on the severity and the age of the animal, when it comes in, puppies usually we don't get their good ones. We get the ones that are sick. We've had them die in our arms pulling in the driveway because they wait so long. Adults coming in, it varies. We've got them maimed, injured, one eye. We've had to operate and take a leg off immediately because infection had set in, and they were going set. We took in a poodle from the same one up around Athens that still had a a puppy in her. They never took her to the vet when she had her puppies. They sent her. It's the same one that came in with Stewart, and he was almost dead.
Wow.
Got him home. Within 30 minutes after I got him home, the poodle died because she was septic. They knew a puppy was there, but they never took her to the vet to get it out, and so it killed her. Stewart was a lot of work, but he's
I just
my
want to
heart.
say I'm happy that he's living the life now. I
He
mean,
does.
He's taking
He
the
does.
best nap in this breed.
Well, he
so.
spent 13 weeks in intensive care. He came home with me every night, and he could not eat. He projectile vomited. He couldn't go to the bathroom. He had catheters in 3 weeks at a time to push fluids. We did everything for him. Up for about 2 years, he threw up every meal he ate, unless we fed him macaroni and cheese. Isn't that the craziest thing? And I had to chop it real fine.
Yeah.
But he got macaroni and cheese that kind of worked his stomach issue out, and he's just the best boy. But there are different levels of commitment you have to do when they come in.
I was just going to say, like, if you're tackling a rescue, I mean, you really don't know what you're going to get, but you
No.
do have to be determined and
You
patient
have to be
and have
committed.
that level of care to be able to,
Yes.
because you really don't know. But what I'm interested in, and I think a lot of people want to know, are, can you tell us about a time that you really busted one of these puppy mills or these backyard breeders?
Yes. There was one in Trenton, South Carolina, probably, I want to say 2012, and the Humane Society of the United States came from D.C. They brought their trucks, their vets, their people. She was on the news, and it's still on their information page you can look up. Callie Abel was busted. We've been going out there for a while. She was stupid enough to let us on her property, and we were able to document. And it got so bad going out there that the other co-founder said, Barbie, I just can't go out there anymore because it's so heartbreaking what you see. You step on, we've gone out there and seen her take dead puppies out of, they're in rabbit hutches at that particular one, and they would be packed with dogs. So their feet never touch the ground. They've got green water, and the smaller dogs couldn't even reach the containers of water. And she would take a puppy out of the rabbit hutch and lay it on top. And 3 weeks later, if you were back out there, that same puppy was still laying up on top.
Oh, God.
She would take dead ones and feed them to the dogs in the back that were in dirt pens. And she was a collector as well. She was a hoarder. She would go around, and that's the worst thing you can do is, please, God, don't ever give your dog away free. She would collect free dogs out of the paper back at that time and put them in pens in the back. And those dogs a lot of times would get decayed animals to eat.
And the thing is, these stories are like so just disgusting and horrific, but you have to talk about it because you might not know that this is something that's going on. It could be going on in a city near you.
It is
really
a
don't
lot
know.
closer than you think, and
Yeah.
Trenton is near me.
Yeah.
We've gone to North Carolina. They're all over South Carolina. They're all over Georgia. They're all over Alabama. The one that was in Trenton now lives in Alabama and doing the same thing again. And what they typically do is if they get busted in an area, they either move to another county or they move to another state that has lax laws as well. But as soon as we got an address for the one in Alabama where she moved and turned it into Tia Pope, which is with the Humane Society out of D.C. Now, your local Humane Societies, they have a purpose. It's not going out and busting puppy mills. That's where the D.C. area comes in. That's what they do. They have to have a lot of documentation, videos, current and old. We did the old and documented what we could, and then another person was able to give her current because it took 5 years. We just could not go out there again. It was just ripping our hearts apart.
Right. And as you mentioned, it seems like a long and tedious process to be able to make some of these busts, but obviously it's worth it.
It is. Every dog we save matters.
Yeah.
Every dog.
So tell us what happens when you do make these rescues. Where do these dogs go?
Whenever there is a bus that's put on the news and everything, rescues reach out. There are rescues that will band together like you cannot believe and take dogs. Even if it's not a bust where law enforcement is involved or anything like that, rescues will get hoarders to release them, and they'll partner with 3 or 4 other rescues and say, I can take 10 if you can take 5, and kind of divide them up. As a matter of fact, I got an email earlier today asking if I would be interested in partnering on some hoarding cases they've got. And that hoarding cases are hard. Again, puppy mill cases are hard. You've got to have the time, the energy, the space. At the same time, you have to be able to adopt dogs out to keep funds coming in, because we are a nonprofit. Canine Rescue has no paid employees.
Right.
So if we don't have the funds coming in to cover our vet bills, we feed good quality food, which we purchase. Our dogs, a typical day, we use Royal Canin dog food. We also buy canned food. And my house uses about 60 cans of chicken a week. We go to Walmart, get the human grade. This is what we make our chicken salad out of, and our dogs get that at least once a day with their meal.
The dogs aren't going to want to leave your house if they're getting all this good food over there.
But where they're going, they get that too.
Oh, okay, that's good. So what is the process of finding them a forever home once they leave your resort? Where are they headed after?
All over the United States, and we have 2 babies in Canada.
Okay.
We do not ship any of our dogs. We require a face-to-face, and that means road trip. Fly or drive if you want to meet your baby.
Right. And so do they go to the specific website to be able to?
Yes, well, we have our own website, which is www.canine, spelled out CANINE, rescue1.org. And then our adoptables are listed on Pet Finder.
Okay.
On my Facebook, I send out every time I'm going for a rescue for the last probably 2 years that I'm on the road again, just like you guys on the road again.
And we hope to keep being so. So Barbie, tell me a little bit about the importance, why people need to know about puppy mills.
So that probably not in my lifetime, but maybe in a younger person's lifetime, they can see the changes to the better. That every living creature should be appreciated and not abused.
Absolutely. And I feel like our conversation is obviously like heavy, and it's a serious topic. It's your life's work, and it can be emotional, but
it is.
We also are out here for a little bit of fun for G-Girl Productions. So go ahead and tell me how you got involved with them.
Well, I got involved with Laura through Gabriella, which is her current dog, because her older one the queen passed away.
Right.
So Princess Gabby is in that now. She was looking for a dog, and a friend of hers in Florida had adopted from us, and she had found us on the website looking for rescues, and she said, kept a look on our Pet Finder page. Laura contacted us, asked about her, filled out the application, we processed it, and 2 of her friends loaded Laura up, and off to North Augusta they went. She had no idea it was so far, because they came up, met Gabby, who bit her the first time, because again, they are not tame. They are not tame. They're not used to normal things where you touch them, you reach out to touch them. That they haven't been treated kind. She was kept in a dirt pen, never knew anything. And if you saw her today and yesterday, the change is unreal. When Laura came, she didn't know a lot about puppy mill dogs, and I explained everything to her. But you can talk about it, but unless you see it, you can't get it. I mean, you just can't. So she took Gabby back. Took a while, and she'd call me and say, this is happening. Here's what you need to do. Here's what she's going to continue to do. And they have mastered her, and the true Gabrielle was able to come out.
Awesome. And how long have you been attending these cotillions?
Since 2016.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, like I said, Barbie, you're a remarkable woman. I want everyone to check out Canine Rescue. Go to the site, anything that you can do to learn more about puppy mills, because everyone needs to know about this.
They do.
But like you said, we're here to see some of the fun happening at G-Girl Productions' 7th Annual Cotillion, so how about we check it out? I'm here with the lady who started it all, Miss Laura Souza. Laura, I just want to say thank you for having Welcome Home Doggy here at the 7th Annual Cotillion.
I am so excited about you being here and being part of the G-Girl family and our mission to help one rescue at a time through each of these events. You know, the brand has raised $350,000 for rescues, and businesses like yours and your shows help to get the word out to help these rescues. So I really do appreciate you coming from Georgia to sunny Florida, not so sunny today, to experience the 7th Annual Cotillion.
Yeah, and like I said, thank you for having us. Organizations like yours are what betters the community. And I just want to say, I don't know what's more fabulous, your tiara or this adorable little fur baby here.
Gabriella is an Italian gladiator. Right?
Okay. Before we go, what is the most exciting thing that you're looking forward to here at the 7th Annual Cotillion?
Tonight is the warm-up. Tomorrow is the event. You know, that's where the fur babies are being presented to society. They become debutantes and gentle fur boys. And of course, there is a contest, but every fur baby is special. You know, we have people who win a trophy, but just because you didn't win a trophy doesn't mean you aren't special and aren't here. Everybody's a winner because they're here helping the rescue. And that's what makes the difference. You know, we're a family. We come together to showcase our fur babies, showcase these beautiful designs, and raise funds for rescues. 100% in the room goes to the charity.
And we're here with the beautiful, lovely Miss Sabrina Fasana. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you.
Yes, and tell us where you're joining us from.
Well, I'm from Italy.
And we can tell by your beautiful flag.
Yeah.
And who is this adorable baby right here?
This is my baby Fedra. And tonight for International Night, I want to represent my country.
Oh, that's
so
beautiful.
We are all in our flag.
Absolutely. So this is the 7th Cotillion here. Have you been before?
Yes, I went to other shows of G-Girls.
Okay. And will your dog be performing in the fashion show?
No, actually it was her sister that is the little doggy down there. That is the one that I gave the name of my brand because I'm a designer.
Okay.
So that is my brand, La Flora Fashion, and it was in honor of that little doggy that is passed away, that changed my life. And since I had her, I started designing and I started going to events. And so her legacy of love is gonna come up because he was a rescue, a senior rescue. And after that, I started with all the other Chihuahuas on rescue. And we do a lot for, for rescue and shelters and volunteering events. So that's why her legacy is gonna go up with the sister.
Absolutely. So tell me why rescue is so important to you.
Yes, I started being a volunteer many years ago. I did volunteer for many shelters, Humane Society, other local shelter in Miami, like Born Free. And then I started also raising, like for fashion that can help animals that are not so lucky like this one. So as I say, the love of dogs unite people, and so for them we want to have all these doggies that have a decent homes or at least decent shelter life with good food and bedding and hopefully to be adopted.
Absolutely, and you said it perfect. Rescue is so important, and that's why we're all here tonight.
I'm gonna have my own show in Miami in October.
Hey, are you gonna invite me?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's gonna be me and my friend, another designer, Mr. Gustavo Garte. We're gonna have Rumba in Miami.
Yes, we actually interviewed him in South Carolina, Paws in the City.
Yes,
Absolutely.
we're gonna do together and it's gonna be fun. A little bit different, more music and dancing.
All right, that's what he told me, so I'm gonna be ready.
Yes, so we're all invited.
Absolutely.
October 2nd.
Perfect. Well, thank you, Ms. Sabrina.
Thank you so much. Thank you for everything. Thank you for what you do.
I don't even have to tell you she's fabulous. All you have to do is look at her. We are here with Miss Joanna Colon. And Miss Joanna, please introduce your fur baby right here.
This is Chuchi Love. She is a Papillon Chihuahua, and she's 8 years old, so she's a full-grown lady.
Well, thank you guys for being here with Welcome Home Doggy. How are you enjoying the Cotillion?
Oh my goodness, I'm having a great time tonight. This has just been so much fun. after a year getting back together, this is really nice.
And if it's my understanding, you came all the way here from New York, right?
Yes, NYC.
All right. So how is it being here in Florida?
It's been great if we could get rid of the humidity, but it's been wonderful.
Getting the best of me too. So tell me what you're doing here at the Cotillion.
Well, I'm representing my brand, which is Remarkable Wags. We are a high-end e-couture design company, and I like to use a lot of recycled fabrication in my designs. So I have a lot of fun shopping and do a lot of mommy and me as well, as you can see.
I was gonna say, do you and Chuchi Love always match?
Not always, but I like to do it for the shows because it helps to represent that Remarkable Wags is not only a pet fashion designer, but I also am a human designer.
Okay, well, if you ever want to have three of us, just like call me, we can all be matching. This is adorable. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for inviting me for this interview. Thank you.
Absolutely. We'll be right back. All right, well, I'm here with my new friend Mindy and her adorable dog Gordon Lightfoot. Mindy, how's it going tonight?
It's going great. This is really awesome. It's going to be a wonderful weekend. So exciting.
Yeah, so is this your first time competing in a fashion show?
No, I am an alumni of the G Girls. I've been with Laura since day one.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, what's the best part about being here at the Cotillion?
I think right now, just reconnecting with all of our friends, but getting the fur babies out and having fun with them, and that's what's really important.
Yeah. How did you initially get connected with G Girl Productions?
I kind of ran into her at another fashion show that I was doing at the one of the home shows.
I know that we spoke a little bit. You told me a little bit about your organization over here, Glamour Paws.
So I own Glamour Paws on the Go. I've been a groomer for 45 years. And groomers too are kind of a dying breed. There's not a lot of groomers left, and most groomers just don't have the time to work with a lot of your bigger dogs. So it's really important that the pet parent kind of has to step in, and so I'm there to facilitate that and just really make sure that all dogs are happy and healthy. I started a membership, an online membership that actually I will be teaching people online with technique type videos really dedicated to the pet parent so that they can really learn how to maintain their dog's coats and really take care of them.
Yeah. 45 years of experience, you're clearly an expert, so that's good that you're able to share that knowledge with other people. Now, will Gordon Lightfoot here be competing tonight?
He is.
Okay. Well, Mindy, best of luck to you, to Gordon, and to your organization. Thank you for talking with us here on Welcome Home Doggy.
Awesome.
See you soon. And we're back with our good friend Amy Cox, who's also a familiar face. You may have seen her at Paws in the City in Spartanburg. Amy, thanks for being with us again.
It's my pleasure.
All right, and I've got Prissy here. Can't imagine why we'd call her that. And who do you have there with you?
I have Paco Dos and I have Piper.
Perfect. Well, how is the 7th annual Cotillion treating you so far?
It's wonderful. I've attended, I've lost count how many I've been to. It's a real honor to be here. In fact, Paco Dos is going to be giving up his crown tomorrow night. He's Mr. Cotillion 2019. We didn't have one 2020 because of the pandemic.
Right.
But so we have returned, and tomorrow he's going to be giving up his crown.
Well, look, he was able to hold on to that title for 2 years.
Absolutely.
So good job for you, Paco.
Yes.
And have the other two, Prissy, competed?
Yes, they have. They have. This one, she won one of the big awards when she was only 4 months old. So we've been, that was in New York, and we've been doing this for quite a while.
So all your babies are winners.
Absolutely, absolutely.
What's the best part of being here at the Cotillion?
Oh gosh, it's just seeing my friends, seeing the creativity of these incredible costumes and gowns and tuxes. And the dogs. I'm just so honored to be here with everybody. Like I said, my friends and the fabulous fur babies and the designers and the imagination and the time and just everything everybody's taken to be here with all of us as a group. We're a family. We're a family. Absolutely.
Well, absolutely. It was great catching up with you,
Yes.
seeing you again, and Miss Prissy here is looking fabulous. So Welcome Home Doggy is definitely glad to have you back, and we can't wait to keep catching up with you.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you.
Absolutely. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
These three gorgeous ladies are acting as judges in the fashion show for the 7th annual Cotillion. How's it going tonight, everyone?
It's going great.
Good.
It's been awesome.
Go
It's so
ahead and
fun.
introduce yourself to us.
Well, good evening. I'm Vida Hargret.
I'm Carolyn Munson.
I'm Elaine Munson.
And I'm Ariana, as you know. So how has tonight been treating you guys?
It was pretty interesting. I absolutely loved being able to see the different costumes, and the details was one of my favorites. It was a great experience overall.
Awesome.
Yeah, being a pageant girl myself, I've definitely seen an array of costumes, but these are spectacular, completely different than what I've ever seen. Just unique, different, and it's awesome seeing it on rescue dogs.
Yes, yes, it's a lot of fun and it's for a great cause, and we're very proud to be here supporting this.
So working in the pageant industry in the human world, how did you guys transfer that to the dog world?
It was actually pretty similar, right?
Yes.
Carol?
Yes. Oh yeah, definitely similar.
Just the personality and seeing how it comes alive when they're getting all dressed up and how they're interacting with the judges. We were able to do some pre-judging earlier. So just to see the judges be able to interact with the dogs and them come alive with the costumes on stage with runway, it was pretty similar to the real pageant world.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say, it's, we're always being judged on the quality of our clothes, so it's pretty cool judging the quality of their clothes during pre-judging. Obviously, we have our own designers, so it was pretty awesome seeing that dogs have their own designers. We've always had rescues, my mom and I, so it was really awesome seeing that.
Yeah, what I liked, and because I'm a pageant director myself, it's funny how these fur babies, how their parents are just as nervous as parents at pageants.
Most definitely.
It's really.
They all just correlate,
great. Yes.
hand in hand.
Yeah,
It's like,
it's great.
if you're a pageant girl, then get a pageant dog.
Well, I have to ask, while the three of you are here, since you're judges, go ahead and judge me on my dress tonight.
Listen, the
think it
first
fits
thing
you
I
great.
noticed was the sleeve. I absolutely love how different it is. And
unique.
Yeah, and I love the shoes, how it correlates with the trim of the red. I love that. So I think you were spot on tonight. Yes.
Perfect.
And what's most important is you are very comfortable.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank you.
in the
Very
pageant world,
comfortable.
we're all about comfort, and it was awesome actually seeing the dogs being comfortable and looking warm and cozy, because that's what we're all about.
Aw, well, thank you, ladies, and thank you for your compliments.
you.
And like I said, you all look very gorgeous tonight.
you.
And
You too.
have such an exciting job. We
Yeah.
get to watch all these puppies walk down the runway.
Yes.
So.
There's some tough decisions
Yes,
tonight.
tough
Well,
decisions.
excited to find out who's going to win. This is
Awesome.
Welcome Home Doggy. All right, and we're back, and as you can see, we've got a full house. We've got the lovely Miss Peggy and Theta and their fur babies with us. Why don't you guys go ahead and introduce these two?
This is Maxwell,
This is Maxwell.
and he's the ancient priest from Israel.
Oh, goodness.
This is Stella. Stella's 3 years old, and she's the Beijing princess.
Goodness. Hi, Stella.
She's our Beijing princess.
She's so tiny.
This is Laverne, and she's our Milana queen.
Can you guys see those little Gucci bags?
And Chanel.
Well, maybe she can let me borrow some of that sometime
Joanna
soon.
Cologne is her designer.
Okay.
And Nanette Deronda is our ancient Israeli designer.
So, judging by, and I'm no judge, but seeing all of the fabulousness we've got here, I'm taking it this is not your first fashion show.
Oh,
No, it's not.
No, we've had several under our belt. This is not our first rodeo.
Okay, and how many times have you been to G-Girl Productions Cotillions?
Oh, we've been fans for several years.
Several
Oh,
years.
yes, that's good to
Several years.
hear.
One of the best events around.
Awesome. And what is the best part about it?
The
The
camaraderie.
couture. The couture.
Yeah,
The couture,
dresses.
the camaraderie.
Yes.
And the healthy competition.
The getting together with friends
The
and
three
family.
Cs.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
seems-
been a
it's
long
lot of
year,
fun.
and we're happy to be out again.
Absolutely, and I think that's everyone's attitude.
Absolutely.
Is anybody competing here tonight?
Oh, we all are.
Everybody
all
is.
three.
So see, look, the competition is going to thrive amongst you
From
guys.
Mr. and
will.
Mrs. International.
But who's going to win?
We are.
There you go. So you heard it here first.
thinking this
Peggy
time,
and
fingers
Theta.
crossed.
Peggy and Theta, they said they're going to win, so I guess we'll have to see. That's going to come up next on Welcome Home Doggy.
Back to you.
Thank you.
And we're back. I'm here with Janice Craig and her adorable dog Freddie, and they are longtime supporters of G-Girl Productions and the Cotillions. Janice, thanks for being here.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Absolutely. And so, if I understand, you are a designer.
Yes.
How long have you been designing clothes?
About 10 years.
Okay, and then do you only do it for dogs?
Yes,
Okay.
only.
Yeah, well, I've seen a lot.
Dogs don't complain, humans
Right.
do.
There you go. We've seen a lot of fabulous outfits out there tonight. So, have any of them been yours?
There were 10 or 12 of my pieces on the runway.
Okay, so
Both the boys and the girls.
okay, that's exciting to see, I bet.
Yes.
Right.
This is Grady. She's my little baby. And this is one of the dresses, the little day dresses that I do. Actually, Grady doesn't particularly care to be dressed, and especially being that her mama does what her mama does. That's a shame.
Well,
but
she's your model.
yeah,
forever.
she's my model. She models at home.
Do you sell your dresses online? Or?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
Yes, most everything I do is custom ordered, custom
Okay.
made. And I used to do a lot of this kind of thing, but I stay so busy with the pageant gowns
Right.
that from one event to the next, I'm totally booked.
Wow. So what's your website or organization name?
Belle Diva Couture
Okay.
is the business name, and it's on Facebook. I have a website, and it's there's a lot of stuff on there. But like I said, everything is custom done,
Right.
and I never do two of the same.
Okay. Well, if you want to look as original and fabulous as Grady here, then be sure to check out Belle Diva Couture. Thank you so much, Janice, for talking with us at Welcome Home Doggy.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank
We'll be
you.
right back. Here's our friend Sharon Dodsworth. Sharon, how's it going this evening?
It's great. This has been amazing.
Absolutely. And if you couldn't tell that this was a fashion show, I mean, this fedora on this cute little adorable dog definitely could, right? What's his name?
His name is Royal.
Royal, and he has royal blue eyes that match his outfit. It's amazing. And we have another guest with us down here. Who's this?
This is Miss Mocha. Royal Princess Mocha, we call her.
And that's very evident by her beautiful dress as well.
Because she is our social butterfly. She loves every dog and every person.
See, we got the royal blue matching, the social butterfly. It's amazing. How long have you been competing in fashion shows?
When we adopted him, he's a rescue. He just was like a natural, like you would dress him, because I wanted a little dog that I could dress up. And so I started making him some outfits, and we'd dress him up, and he would just sit and pose. So we started entering mostly online contests, and then doing all of any local events for fundraisers. We would participate in those parades and shows, and he's been to Disney. He won, they chose 101 dogs to go to Magic Kingdom. He's been there. He's been crowned king at Strut Your Mutt. He's won ones with Lake County Animal Rescue, and he's been featured on the side of a race car with Nutrichomps. He's America's Top Dog Model 2018 finalist. He's been in their calendar. He's been in newspapers, magazines, and other contests. And his name was Rags when we adopted him, and we knew we wanted something different. We knew he wasn't going to stay Rags, so we had renamed him Royal. So his story has gone from rags to riches.
Absolutely.
And I had so much fun designing for him that I started my Rags to Riches Designs shop, Etsy shop in 2019.
Cool. Well, if you want
All because of him.
Absolutely. And if you want to look as fresh and as cool as Winston, I bet it's the eyes. That's why he's such a winner. Then check out Rags to Riches.
Rags to Riches Designs.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Sharon, and sharing your beautiful story.
Thank you.
We'll be right back. And we're back. I'm your host, Ariana Lasha, and this is Welcome Home Doggy, covering G-Girl Productions' 7th Annual Cotillion. I'm here with my good friend, Kim Costner, and her adorable baby, Winston. Kim, how are you doing today?
Good, and you?
I'm awesome. So how has the Cotillion been for you thus far?
It's been pretty good. Winston didn't win much right now this year, but we're hoping to win this time.
Okay, well, with an awesome outfit like that, I'm not sure how, but definitely it's good that you keep competing. How long have you been competing?
I've been competing since 2012 with G-Girl Productions, but not with Jasmine. I mean, not with Winston, with Jasmine, who's not here tonight.
Right, so you're not new to the fashion pet industry, right?
No, I'm not.
Right, but what's your favorite part about the whole thing?
Meeting the people and seeing all the dogs dressed up, and seeing my little man right here and be all cute in his outfits.
Absolutely. If you could describe the Cotillion in one word, what would it be?
I think it's fabulous.
And we're back. This profound woman right here is Miss Barbie Yonce. She is the owner and founder of CANINE Rescue. And this right here is one of her rescues, Stuart. Barbie, thank you so much for being here with us today.
Thank you for having me. We are very happy to be not only with you guys, since you're out of Atlanta, Georgia, and we're right across the river from Augusta, Georgia. We are in Stuart, Florida. for this event, same as you guys, and it has been phenomenal.
Absolutely, and like I said, Welcome Home Doggy is happy that you're talking to us, so maybe we'll be able to catch up in Atlanta. Go ahead and tell us a little bit more about Canine Rescue.
Well, Canine Rescue was founded in 2005. At first we did just shelter rescue for particular shelters, high-kill shelters. Then we learned about puppy mills and the horrors of puppy mills and what happens, and we decided to fine-tune what we were doing and make that our main mission. We pull dogs from puppy mills, hoarding situation, backyard breeders, and high-kill shelters. It doesn't matter what their medical condition is. We've been blessed with everything that we've done to be able to take care of the medical needs of the dogs, whether it's spay, neuter, heartworm treatment, orthopedic procedures, and we're very pleased that we're able to do that. We started this with the mission that if we do things right, the right things will happen, and that is still our mission. One dog at a time. You can't save them all, but for everyone we save, we change that dog's world, and it is dear to our heart.
Absolutely, and with the amazing work that you're doing, it's no surprise that you are being celebrated here at the 7th Cotillion. How does it feel to be a benefactor of this event?
I feel very fortunate. So many of our dogs have actually been adopted through this organization, and they've spread the word. It's made a wonderful difference. These dogs go to wonderful families that love them to no end. And then we have another side of Canine Rescue that you probably haven't heard about. When we take dogs in, if they do not get adopted, we do not put them to sleep, we do not give them to a county shelter, we do not trade them off to other rescues. They become sanctuary dogs, and they live in my home. And there is another person that does that as well, and she has what we call our geriatric ward. Everything else though comes to my house. No matter what time of day or night, if we get that buzz that we need to pick up an animal, we're there. We stop what we're doing, we change our holiday plans, and everything that we have to do to save these guys. They are what get me up every morning.
Well, Barbie, I think it's safe to say that you are a literal saint, and I think Stuart would agree. Thank you so much for speaking with us here at Welcome Home Doggy.
Thank you for having me, and Stuart.
We'll be right back. And we're back with another special interview from Miss Jen Ben. Jen, how are you doing today?
I'm doing well.
That's
Thank you.
awesome. Yes, and introduce your dog to us.
This is Himalaya, and I've got to do some bragging. She got the most photogenic award.
Oh, so you're already a winner. That's perfect. This is her red carpet event. Jen is joining us all the way from Morocco. So what's been the main thing that makes it all worth it for you to travel halfway across the world just to get here for the Cotillion?
Well, it's fun, it's fashion, and it's fundraising. And that makes it all complete because I'm a dog fashion designer.
So tell us about your business as a designer.
My business as a designer started as a hobby. And then little by little, I started coming to the events. It's actually from the New York Fashion Show 2017 that I started getting involved and designing. And little by little, I have people that I design for.
Well, this is fabulous, and as she said, she's already a winner, so if you want your dog to be a winner in the next fashion show, you definitely have to get one of these designs. Jen, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, thank you,
Absolutely.
thank
We'll be
you.
right back. This lovely lady is Miss Nanette DeRonda, and she is a designer here at the 7th Annual Cotillion. Thanks for joining us here at Welcome Home Doggy, Miss
You're
Nanette.
very welcome.
And who is this lovely fur baby?
This is Luna.
Hi, Luna. So as a designer, what are you doing here at the Cotillion?
Well, as a designer, I'm here just for all of the fun. We're very lucky as designers to be able to have a vehicle to show everybody our passion and our imagination. So thankfully, Laura is doing these events, and it's all for charity. And I just have the best time designing for all of the dogs.
Oh, that's amazing. And you were able to turn your passion into like a hobby and get to create for all of the dogs.
Yes, yeah. I started out, my dogs are my inspiration. That's where I started. And I'm a Halloween nut. So I made costumes for the dogs for all of the costume contests that they can enter. And so people started asking me to make costumes for them as well. So eventually I did. At first I didn't because I didn't want to compete against myself. But then that's really how I got started. And I've been doing this for 12 years now.
Wow. How many of your designs have been in all of the fashion shows? If you could give a guess.
Oh, in all the fashion shows? Well, just as an example, I had 9 in International Night, and then I had 7 last night at the Cotillion. And that's usually about how many I have in each one of the competitions is between, 7, 10.
Right.
So I have a lot.
And some of those won, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
some of those won.
And Luna here is she sporting one of your designs?
No, she's not.
Okay.
She's wearing her pajamas today because we're here at the pajama party. So.
Gotcha. Well, talk to us a little bit about your organization.
Well, Shenanigans is the name of my design studio, and you can see it's spelled crazy because of the Shih Tzus. And as I said, they are the inspiration for all of this. And I'm just happy to be able to show my madness and share that with everyone in the costumes. My specialty is period costumes and fantasy type costumes. More so than the tuxedos and the gowns and that kind of thing. I really like the outlandish stuff because I can just let my imagination go crazy. I am very lucky to have clients who will just go right along with me.
Right.
So I'll tell them I have an idea. It might be crazy. It's okay to tell me no, but just let me know if it's too far out. And luckily I have a lot of very good clients who are like, whatever you want to do. And so I can let my creativity free with that.
It's amazing. Well, Nanette and Miss Luna, thank you guys for joining us here on Welcome Home Doggy, and congrats on all your big wins.
Oh, thank you so much.
And we'll be right back.